Yo, what's going down? It's your boy, the young boss hog, Natomas Slimm, and we chopping up game with restaurant owner, restaurateur, brewery owner, jack of all trades. The man I got the fine taste for beer. My main man, Rob. What's going on, Rob? How you doing?
Man, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules of making you your own mixtures of brews and stuff to have a time to stop off and holler at your boy. Uh,
Definitely.
yeah. So speaking of brewery, you have a couple of breweries, right?
So I have one brewery and we have three restaurants.
Okay. What got you into brewing? That's something,
So you know,
there's not a lot of that's more like a niche thing, right? Kind of.
yeah, you know what, man? To be honest, man, when I learned about good beer, it turned me out. Like I was intrigued. I realized, man, we've been domesticated on bad beer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up on, you know what I'm saying, Miller, Coors, Old English, St. Ives, whatever it was that you did.
Natty
It's
Ice,
like we grew up on,
Keystone
we weren't,
Light.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So once I had like a real Belgian quad, or I had, Belgian strong ale, or, anything like that, a real lager from Germany, it blew my mind, man. And I kept traveling back and forth to Europe. And once I went to the soil and I went there and I seen, man, and it wasn't nothing new to them.
Mm.
It's like this is what we've been doing for generations. I just realized, man, America's just been domesticated on bad beer. So I was excited. I just wanted to share it with people, man. And that's what I started doing on that corner at Pangea. You know what I'm saying?
What's the difference from the German beer, the way they do it, and then from the way that America was doing it? You know what I mean? Because now it's starting to change. People are starting to getting understanding how to make it. But beforehand, what was the difference? What in your palates were you able to find was the difference between Germany and out here?
Well, I'll talk about Germany and Belgium because both of those
Mm,
are, kind of the core places where beer kind of originated. And one thing is just, I mean, really what I'll tell you in simple is time and ingredients.
mm,
It's just, going through proper fermentation and using, great ingredients. That's what produces great beer. One thing in Belgium is that in some beers, you have like what they call, like a terroir effect where they do spontaneous fermentation where the beer actually tastes like the region in which it's brewed. So they let the natural yeast from that region inoculate the beer, age it, and you'll get the taste. So it's just like cheese, right? So you're
yeah.
tasting a part of that region from where the beer derives, right? So that's and like you said, that's what blows your mind, man, where it's like I fell in love with Belgian beer and it was just like I just had to share it.
And then so I mean, what made you want to share it, right? There's a difference from saying, yo, this is good, this is something I want to taste, and then you going, you know what, I want to start a brewery.
It was just excitement, man. I mean, it's funny because I know we're gonna get to start talking about music, but it's just passion. I realized like it just blew my mind. I'm like, how are we here all this time and we've been drinking, this stuff when this has been available the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even the same product. It's not even the same thing. And you're getting taste, you're getting stone fruits, you're getting, dark fermented fruit character, you're getting, all these different qualities that you're not getting in like, Coors Light, MGD, all these things. And so it just blew my mind, man. You taste sour beers for the first time where more wine-like characteristics. It just blew my mind, man. So I was just excited. And I love when you get to share that with somebody and it blows their mind out, there's a connection.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. That's what happened in Sacramento, man. I mean, a lot of the brewers that started breweries, from 2008 on, I would say 80-90% of them were customers of ours at Pangea.
Mm.
Straight up.
Okay.
At some point, there were customers of ours at Pangea.
Speaking of Pangea, Sacramento Brewery, how have you seen that scene expand? Like because you see a lot of breweries now are people that's more into craft beers and understanding the differences and stuff. And it wasn't like that before. You know what I mean? Like I've been out here in Sac since '03, and from '03 to now, that has been a big expansion.
You're absolutely right. Like, and that's the thing. Once you have that, you ain't going back. You ain't going back to bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you have quality, I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's clothes, if it's food, if it's cars, it's hard to go back to, you know, the basic. And that's the same thing that happened with beer. Once people redefined what, you know, beer was to them, and you had a quality IPA. Like IPA is a great example, because a lot of people would say like, I don't like IPA because it's bitter. Well, it was bitter because most of the time beers weren't served fresh at that time, and the kind of hops that they were using are not the kind of hops of today. So they're expressing a whole different kind of characteristics. You're getting mango, tropical fruit, you know, you're getting all these different flavors in there that you weren't getting back then. And then also, you know, you take time. If beer is spoiled, you know, if it's not held at the right temperature, you know, it's not going to taste the same. You know, hops are, you know, the alpha acids in the hops are going to turn, and you're going to get a bitter beer. Now, you're drinking fresh beer. People are, you know, doing, you know, amazing stuff, and people are appreciating it.
Speaking of the scene, how is it breaking into the scene? I mean, it's not brewery's not a big scene itself. You actually being a Black dude as well. There's not many Black folks in it. So how were you able to find your lane into getting into it?
Man, it was just like, you know, Tupac said something, man. He said, you know, you can go where your heart wants you to go. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you can go in any area, any place, and if your heart's pure in what you do, you can go anywhere you want to go. And that's just kind of what it's been like, man. It's like, you know, when you're genuine and you show a genuine interest in something, it's like a game recognized game. You know what I'm saying? And I done got down with a lot of people, not only in this city, over the state and across this world, you know, because it's just like they recognize my passion for it. And, you know, you are your actions, not your words. And they just see me doing what I'm saying I'm doing. And so it's just been happening like that.
And speaking of you doing what you're doing, and you're doing something with DJ Quick, right?
My guy, hell yeah.
Y'all got your own what is it called? Pitching on the Party, right? Your own
Pitching
beer.
on the Party. Hell yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Quick probably, you know, for way over 20 years, man. It's like, you know, so I don't have a music gene in my body. I love music. I can't play nothing, you know what I'm saying? But my family can, you know. So my cousin G1, you know, he's been working with Quick for a long time. So I've known Quick since the 90s, you know. So it's like, you know, I've got the chance to watch him work. I got a chance to watch him grow. He's inspired me. And we do a series called Tastemakers, you know, where we just go out, we appreciate, you know, people's work and their art and what they do. And we, you know, we brew to it. And the thing is with Quick, a lot of people don't know he's a real tastemaker. Like, not only in music, like producing, this cat can cook. You know, he has a great taste. He has a great palate. He could pick things out. Like, one of the funniest stories I say is like the first time I ever met him, man, I'm thinking, what are we going to be doing? I'm first going to meet Quick. Man, we start eating Jelly Bellies, and we're trying to name the flavor without, you know what I'm saying? He's there, you know, and I realized, I was like, man, this cat is really into this. But it was like, I came up with the idea. I was like, man, this dude, you know, I want this dude to do a hop selection for his own beer. I want him to smell the hops. I want him to taste. I want, you know, and be able to make his blend. And that's what we did, man.
So I know I went out to, where did I go? I went to Urban Roots, was one thing. I tried to get it. And it was already sold out. That thing's, people are loving it.
Man, it's sold out. So it's sold out in over the first 2 days we put it out in the bar, cans and draft. And then it's sold out in distribution in 2 hours. So we're brewing another batch right now, man, just try to keep up. But it's been hella fun, man. That project has been super fun. You know, you get to work with your favorite artist. What else what else do you ask for?
Yeah, no, that's cool in that one. That is, you can't ask for anything better than that. And keeping on the music tip. So you said you've been around this music tip basically your whole life, right? So what did you who did you grow up listening to? Who's the hip hop influencers in your life?
I mean, man, you could go back. Like, I'm just gonna go back to start. Like, the first time you heard, you know, Run DMC, you like, wait a second. Like, what is that? Like, this is the, you know, early 80s, right? And then you have LL Cool J, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, that was like, that turned me on. And then it's like, I remember when I first heard Too Short. And then that turned me out. You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard Short, man, I was like, bro, this is crazy. And what was crazy is, I don't even think Short had a deal at the time. I think he was just putting out tapes. And it's like, you heard that, you like, wait a second, this little cat from Oakland with talking all this crazy, but it was hard. And then it was like, from there, man, then you got 40. And I just fell in love with, just this unapologetic self-expression, man, that they called hip hop. And then it was just like, NWA, Cube, Snoop, and of course Quick. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I'm a California dude. So another thing is I was born in Woodland, right? I was born in Sacramento, raised in Woodland, but I got roots like South Central LA where my grandparents lived. That's where I spent my summers, and my other family's from Oak Park. So it's like I had this urban kind of, country background.
Rural, suburban.
Well, that's urban
everything.
Roots. It's urban roots. That's why I call my brewery Urban Roots. I mean, it's just like, it's and so you got a taste of, farmland to the cement, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it's just been, I just appreciate, man. It's like everybody got something to share, man. And I just appreciate, and that's the similarity with music and beer. It's just, they're all telling stories, man.
Oh man. So your playlist right now, who you got on your playlist right now? You still I know you still listen to hip hop. I know you still into it. You never stop listening. So who you got in your playlist now?
You know what, man? So if you talk about hip hop, man, I mean, I got, man, I love Nipsey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's crazy how that was, I'm gonna be honest. Like I listened to him a little bit, and then after when he passed, it was like, of course, I started really listening to him, man, and it was crazy. That was a loss, man, because it's like he had so much hustle. He wanted the best for people, and it was just, his music inspires me, man. I mean, I love Drake. I mean, he's crazy on lyrics. He's undeniable lyrics. I still like all my old school stuff, all the cats, all the West Coast cats that I talked about. But to be honest, I bang the most. I bang a lot of R&B, man. Alexander O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? James Ingram, Regina Bell.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you there. I see Smooth Criminal over here.
Yeah.
Man, do you have anything else in the works? Are you trying to collab with any other tastemakers and stuff? You got to collab with DJ Quick. You got any others that you're thinking of doing?
Man, you know what? It's all in the moment. Like right now, we're all immersed in this moment, and it's like, definitely it's gonna come, But it's just like I said, it's kind of the spirit of things. And when things come, it's like I just kind of like to be in the moment and act on it. But definitely, man, we've done one with when Dave Yeager was here coaching the Kings. We did one with him that was really cool. It's just people who inspire us. I mean, it's just like yourself, man. You got people that just inspire you, and it's like you might be in a whole different occupation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they doing what they do and how they do it inspires you to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what all that, that's what the collaboration's about.
Yeah, motivation doesn't have an occupation. You know what I mean? Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody like can motivate you. It doesn't have an occupation. You can see somebody just doing what they're doing. It's like, yo, we may not be doing the same thing, but I like your grind. I like your hustle. I like what you're doing. I like what you stand for. And that's universal right there. Man.
I'll say that. I love that. That's what I like to say. That's why I love doing, being inspired is a privilege. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to do what you do to be inspired, that's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? So as an occupation. So it's like I don't take it for granted, man. And I try to, always when I get a chance, tell young people, that's the goal, man, is if you could work and first of all get inspired and then take a leap of faith to step out and do something with that. That's living, man.
Man, so when did you decide to, take your leap into the restaurant scene? When did you say, I want to put my, this is something I think I could do?
So, what's crazy is that, so I opened Pangea in 2008, at the downturn of the economy. And at that time, it was like I had lived in Europe prior to that. And I always, the pub scene, cafe scene, restaurant scene, and living there always inspired me. I always had it in the back of my head. And I said, it'd be cool to do something like that. Well, my dad had purchased this building and we had this space, on Franklin Boulevard across from Gunther's. And so it was kind of like, man, I'd like to do something. So the opportunity came where I was like, I'm just gonna, you know what, let's just hop in and do it. I mean, prior to that, I had like 4 months restaurant experience at Red Lobster bussing tables in college. You know what I'm saying? So my wife and I, you know, she's at the register, you know what I'm saying, pregnant with my first son, and I'm making sandwiches.
Mm.
And that's how it's going down. And that's how we started. And so we just literally, but you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. I was just as passionate then as I am today. And I was just appreciative as I was then as I am today. Because all I remember is that like I said, it's an honor. It's a privilege to be able to work for yourself. Mm. And I remember I said, man, I could go over here and pull an espresso shot, or I can go get a drink out of the soda fountain, or I can make myself a sandwich and it's mine. Yeah. You know, and I'm going to be honest, I just appreciated the freedom, but with that freedom came a lot of responsibility. And it's the same thing I deal with today. You know what I'm saying? But I always had an appreciation for small business and entrepreneurship, because I appreciate that freedom, but it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, man, you hire a lot of people, man. I was at Urban Roots. You got a lot of people there, man. There's a lot of people behind that counter, a lot of waiters, a lot of servers. You know what I mean? Like that is you know, you're employing folks. I feel like you're employing all of Sacramento.
Or sometimes I feel like I mean, you know, I think we're up to right around 100, you know, employees between, you know, team members between all the properties between Bach, Urban Roots, and Pangea. But it's like it's inspiring to me now, because now it's like my nephew, for example, you know, he's our culinary director, so he's over all, you know, he works with all the chefs at each property. So it's like leaders inspiring leaders. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really cool to delegate and empower and get other people to also be leading. And so that's what small business is about. That's the fabric of our community. That's the character of our community, I should say.
Man, you say you started in 2008 at the downturn. Like how was it trying to? Because I feel like it at that time, open up a restaurant couldn't have been easy. How was it? How was that grind? You know what I mean? I feel like people weren't trying to eat out all the time.
Bro, ignorance is bliss. Bro, I didn't know no better. I didn't know. I was appreciative if someone come and spend $5, man. I mean, you know, it's just, honestly, I didn't have the expectations, and I was appreciative, man, honestly. And it was hard. Like when I think back on it and I think about what I was going through, but you know, like I said, I keep using the same word, but my appreciation helped me overcome those challenges because I was appreciative of the opportunity. I knew that I could always go back to work for someone. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm an athlete by nature, you know? So it's like I'm a competitor. I'm just like, I'm always going to look at what could happen. And so every day I'm looking forward to the next. I'm looking forward to what did happen that day and keep going forward and, you know, not complaining, not, you know, bickering, because there ain't nobody listening no way, bro.
Yeah, man. My brother used to tell me, my brother said something I'll never forget, man. He was like, everybody got problems. Who cares about yours? Ooh. And I was like, you're right. You're right. Everybody got a sad story. You know what I mean?
Bro,
everybody does.
I said, you know what? That's a good, you know which one I heard 2 weeks ago, bro, and it's been on my mind. I see, you know, people say, man, the grass is greener on the other side. He told me, he said, the grass is greener where you water it. Mm. And I said, true. Bro, that's it.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, that's it, bro. It's like, people ask me like all the time, like, what is, bro, you gotta first start with appreciating yourself. You gotta first start appreciating you who's around you, who you do have. What you do have.
Man, that is the truth. Because I mean, sometimes all the tools you have is right in front of you. Because, you know, a lot of people people look at the end goal and think that, you know, the person's where the people are at right now that are super successful, they started there, and they don't see, you know what I mean, the years and the effort and the time that they put in to get where they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have the same tools they have now that they had back then. You gather those on the journey, you know?
Bro, the beauty's in the process. It's all in the process. It's all in the moment. Think about it. Presence is the ultimate goal. When you're present and when you're present and inspired, what better does it get than that?
Man, that is the truth right there.
You understand what I'm saying? When you're present, Think about when you're around loved ones. Think about when you're around family, you around, or you know what I'm saying? Or you're doing what you love doing and you're mentally present. You ain't cared about what you're wearing. You ain't cared about what you're driving. You just, I'm happy. And there's routines. That's the thing about characters. There's routines to get to that daily. There's no reason why we can't feel like that daily. We could wake up, we could work out, you could feel accomplished, you have the power to do that daily, give your best effort every day. Results are always gonna be what they're gonna be. Devin Booker just lost last night. He had 42. You know what I'm saying? You can't control the results, but he had 42.
Yeah, but you could control what you do. You control.
You can control what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, every day things happen. Like I chose to be here. I chose these challenges that I face every day. It's not about arriving. I'm not arriving at a perfect world. I have, I chose to have, these businesses. And so therefore I'm appreciative of the challenges that come with them. Yeah, they're hard. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate them.
Hey, speaking of hard, so all your businesses are basically restaurants. And during the pandemic, basically all restaurants were shut down. How were you able to manage that? That seems like that had to be tough.
So what was challenging. So first, we're kind of going back to what we're just talking about. So the first day when I heard about the pandemic, it's foreign, right? We all heard about it. You're like, hey, so there's whispering of like, hey, things are going to shut down. You're like, huh? What are you talking about? Right? Yeah. So I remember I was coming back into town and then it was like, yeah, we're going to have to shut down. And so it took me, so for 24 hours, I was scared. It was fear. That was, to be honest with myself, that was the feeling. That was kind of like, okay, fill up the car with gas and make sure you got a little $5 over here. With, it's fear. So the hardest thing was going in and talking to our team and having to lay off our hourly employees. That was the hardest thing because it was unknown. I didn't know what was going to happen at that time. I'm gonna be honest. Well, after it settled with me, I said, well, look, we're in this situation. I came in one day and you could open and people could come and pick up food to go, but no one could be in the restaurant. So chairs are still stacked on the tables and the lights are kind of dim and whatever. And I just seen it and I was like, wait a second. I said, this don't feel right. I said, you know what? Regardless of the circumstance, let's just do our part to help out the community. I don't want to make money. Let's just keep people paid. Let's just keep people going. So we created these meal deals, like $10 you can get food and a beer, right? $10 a person. So you could double it up, $20, $40, whatever you want to double up. It was these taco kits, right? Because I said, let's just be a solution for the community, right? And I said, turn the lights on, bump the music. Let's give people a vibe even when they just come in and just get their bag.
Yeah. Man.
And that was my mentality, like, let's just do our best. And that was the spirit that kind of changed us through. And it's like, man, I was back doing dishes. Me, my partner, we're back there doing dishes. And it kind of gave us a reappreciation for, bro, things aren't guaranteed. It's impermanent. And the quicker I embraced that and embraced the process of what we had to do during the pandemic, that's when things started getting momentum. And we ended up making it through. And what's crazy is, man, I just love this community, man, because it's crazy how people responded. I didn't think people were going to come. 99% of our sales were in-house at the time. To switch to 99% of your sales to go, you're like, how's that going to work? And, another thing that happened during that time is our distribution, people were drinking beer at home opposed to bars. So our distribution shot up like 700%. So we started selling beer, we're selling beer cans.
So you kind of just had to switch your model, you know what I mean? Like of what you were traditionally doing is like, I got to be innovative now and figure something out.
Like I said, man, look, this conversation is the same conversation we just had. There wasn't no time to feel sorry for yourself. It's like, bro, there's people depending on my energy. Right?
Yeah.
It ain't no time for me. So it's like, what can we do? I took it back to 2008. You know what I'm saying?
Man, but you made it through. And there's so many businesses that didn't, and you up and running. I was there last weekend, like I said, and it was packed. It was packed. And you know, people were just waiting to get out and get going. So you know, that's a blessing right there, man. Getting things back going, a little bit back to normal and feeling. So you know, that's blood, y'all, because you look at downtown Sac right now, there's so many businesses that didn't make it through.
No, you're right, man. Because you
I was
know, a
just trying
lot
to
of
go to
times,
dive
man.
bar, and dive bar is shut down. I was like, dang, no more mermaids.
Right.
Man.
But I mean, I'm just saying, bro, it's not, I don't take it for granted, man. The longevity, it's tough. But that's what we were talking about is success is not in the result. Success is in the process. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you just have to embrace the moment, embrace the process one time, you know, do your best at the time and let the chips fall where they're gonna fall. You know, it doesn't guarantee success, but it can guarantee your integrity and can guarantee your energy. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? And so it's like, you know, we here today and I'm ready for, you know, I try to keep myself ready for, you know, stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, like Sugar Free said. You know what I'm saying?
Sugar Free said a lot of other stuff too, but we can't say
He said
that.
a lot of other stuff too. A lot of other stuff we can't say on this radio station.
Definitely. Well, Rob, man, I'm not trying to keep you. I know you got things to do, so I definitely appreciate you taking time out and speaking with me. Let them know the restaurants that you got. Anything you got going on, where they could catch you, where they could hit you up on your socials or anything like that.
Yeah, you know, Pangea Cafe, located on Franklin Boulevard, right across from Gunther's Ice Cream. A lot of people don't know, man, we won the burger battle more times than any restaurant in history.
What?
So we have arguably the best burger in the state. Possibly we came 7th in the world when we went to World Food Championships too. So if you're up on burgers, you want to definitely go to Pangea, right?
7th in the world?
So 7th in the world. We won the burger battle here. We qualified for the World Food Championships, and we went to Kissimmee, Florida, and we placed 7th in the world for our burger. And this is the burger we serve every day. So other people were kind of competition cats, and so they put in whatever.
I gotta write that down. What burger is that? What burger is that?
It's the Pangea burger. We only make one.
Oh, you only make one?
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, tomato, bacon.
Okay, McDowell's. Okay, McDowell's.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's the one. So, and then the second, you know, place, Urban Roots, of course, brewery, smokehouse. That's where we do, you know, production beer facility and, you know, smokehouse. V and 14th, right downtown. Definitely barbecue. You know, Urban Roots Beer is our Instagram. And then last one is Bach Chicken and Bar on R Street, next door to Shady Lady Burgers and Brew. So,
Ace of Spades.
Right.
Yep.
So, bro, so we researched this fried chicken for about 8 months, all over from Memphis, Nashville, all the way down, man, to New Orleans, to all over, man. And we got a wet batter fried chicken, which only a few places ever even do. And that's Bach. And it has something special coming up. You guys got to look out for. It's a little secret, little something. It's coming.
Okay. Little secret, little something.
Little secret, and it's going to be fly. It's dope. It's dope.
All right. So now there's 2 things that I got to try. Because I was at Urban Roots. I had y'all ribs at Urban Roots. Delicious, by the way. Them ribs on point. Right on. Now I got to get that burger, and I got to get that wet fried chicken, right?
Yep. That wet batter fried chicken, bro.
Wet batter fried chicken.
Because you got to look. Hey, I'm going to say this. Like people, everybody, you know, with certain foods, everybody's uncle, cousin, granddaddy, whatever does it better. I get it. Barbecue and fried chicken are those 2 things, right? But I'm going to tell you what makes great fried chicken, right? You know, you're crispy, but you got to have the skin rendered out, right? You can't have no chewy skin.
Nope.
So the skin got to kind of merge with the batter to kind of create this, like, you know, pork rind chicken skin thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then you got to have moist chicken. You got to have the, you know, you got to have it. It can't be dry. It got to fall off the bone. It has to be seasoned. You know, people don't understand how much goes into fried chicken.
Oh,
it's crazy.
A lot.
There's real secret recipes.
It is. Hey, you know, man, you know, Black people, we're pre-exposed to chicken. We know good chicken. Hey, you got to have that crunch when you bite into that. And that crunch doesn't mean that the chicken is dry. The chicken still got to be juicy, and it still got to have flavor to it. You got to have all 3, and that's hard to do. That is hard to do right there.
Yo, you got to have it, man. You got to have it, bro.
I'm getting it. I'm getting that wet batter chicken, and I'm getting that 7th in the world burger. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting it right after this. After we're done, I'm going straight to it. I'm bringing it home to the whole family.
Yo, go get that, man. Go get that. Yo, Slimm, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking time with me, man.
No problem. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man, I'm getting that burger, and I wish you the best of luck, especially on that pitching in the party, man. When were you guys going to get some more? Because I want some.
Yo, we just brewed another batch yesterday, so it'll be ready about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks. I'm putting that in my calendar right now. 3 weeks, pitching in the party. I'm on that thing. I'm on it, Rob. Hey, appreciate you so much for coming on. That is Rob. I am Slimm, and you've been chopping up game. We out.